It is a touchback, pushed to 100%. Bottom line, though, he said, I've got to be ready. Hands it off to Miles Sanders, who finds out his rookie season. 2nd down and 8. First pass play from Jalen Hurts, who's well protected. Lawrence Smith, perfectly thrown. Good sign nonetheless. Perfect first throw from Hurts. In the flats here for Dallas Goedert. The tight end shoves Jackson off him.
The Dexter Lawrence is going to be a key thing going against that Eagles offensive line.
Out of the quick throw. Smith couldn't get away from it. First 3rd down for the Eagles. Hurts to throw. He's got A.J. Low snap picked up, and Hurts will run for the first time. Jared Davis trying to track him down. And from an empty set. Flush to his left. Hurts will run.
Injury hold up this evening.
3rd down and 5. Hurts will look to throw. He's got Goedert with a one-handed touch. Dallas Goedert in.
With T.J. Hawkinson having that game, they brought Xavier McKinney down to cover the tight end. Great catch by Dallas Goedert. Never breaks stride. He shook Xavier McKinney. Say, wow, this team, you know, if you're going to beat the Philadelphia Eagles, they may have to help you.
Giants set to get it for the first time. Here comes Gary Brightwell. And Brightwell
tries to run somebody over from Philadelphia because that really gets a charge out of this offense.
Saquon Barkley. Daniel Jones looks to throw for the first time, and he's got Saquon Barkley.
I think Gannon's group.
3rd down 4. Jones has Richie James and a first down for New York. James stays on his feet.
Line did a nice job with protection. Can they hold up tonight?
Takes a shot here from Lawrence Page.
One-on-one across the board.
From the 42, back to Saquon Barkley. And Barkley, who's looked fresh. 2nd and 5, he's got it again. Not 3rd and 3, Barkley swings out. Jones gets tripped up and dropped. Jones is well protected, but the coverage is tight. And he's break that it was a sack and not an incomplete pass. Lost 8 yards. Drive begins around midfield with Miles Sanders finding a hole. As they raced out to big leads. 2nd and 6. Sanders again. Patient running. Trying to drag himself.
Amount of work he put in, and here goes the quarterback sneak.
Oh, a little wrinkle off him with Kenneth Gainwell. Kenneth Gainwell still going inside. From the 29. Hurts underneath has A.J. Brown. And Brown's got a first down. First down from the 17. Hurts pulls it, keeps it, and crashes inside the 10. 2nd and 1. Hands it off. Gainwell, first down. First down and goal. Sanders hit in the backfield. And such a big deal with their success down here. Bubble screen. Devontae Smith got a block. Got a touch this year. It's already 14-0. The top seed in the NFC. Looking like it late in the first.
In Dable's offense, and then they can grind out this clock. They can run the football as well as anybody.
Gary Brightwell juggles it. Recovers and comes ahead with a nice return. Setting up pretty good.
Philadelphia being incredibly efficient and earning those 14 points.
Jones regained his footing. All day to throw. Everybody covered downfield, though. Does somebody come free? Matt Breida does.
By everybody on the Giants staying alive because there's a little bit of pressure there. Daniel Jones able to extend it. Nice job.
But that's now a big play in both games in this playoff run. That ball is picked off. James. Boston Scott in there at running back. And Hurts trying to get around Thibodeau. You think they're having any fun? Sirianni and Hurts and all these folks at the link. Speaking of perfect, Hurts was in that first quarter. Completed all 7 of his throws. He's on the move here. For instance, usually you always know they're going to come after him. Look like they will here, and they do, but they're a different look. And they rush only 4. So 7 in coverage against Hurts, who's flushed out by Williams. Jalen Hurts lets it rip.
Effective pressure with those 4.
First punt of the game, Brett Kern. Some contact after he let it go. And a fair trap starts at the 9-yard line. Handed off to Barkley. In fact, it's a pull and a keep for over the middle. Richie James again, one of the best this year. 3rd down and 4. Eagles bringing pressure. Outside they go to. Britton Covey signals for a fair catch. Makes it at the divisional game. Drive begins with a Miles Sanders run. Sanders made the first man miss and spurred it.
Now catching a little bit of a breather on the side.
And so back-to-back plays. They go right down the middle where Lawrence has missed. On the 42-yard line with a 1st and 10. They keep it there with Sanders again. Into the arms of G.
The Philadelphia Eagles, so smart knowing their big nose tackle was out of the lineup.
2nd and 6, another run. Sanders waited for it to develop and shot. Well, if it ain't broke, give it to him again. 2nd and 8 here. Another run play. Hurts has the seam. Jalen Hurts has a. Here's a toss over the middle. It's Goddard staying on his feet. Preston Scott has been a giant killer in his career, trying to do it to him one more time. He is in. And all Eagles trying to beat the Giants in Philadelphia for a 10th consecutive time. They ride the back of Miles Sanders. Now this crowd feeding off of this hot start too. Saquon Barkley looking for the edge. Bottled up. Jones stepped away. Trying to run away from Kaiser White. Spin. Jones pinballs back. Retreats and floats it up for grabs. And Britton Covey. Catch as he
perfect, and they have been far from that to start this game.
Miles Sanders already over 50 yards in this game. Sticks the nose down and a healthy gain on 1st. Blow that one dead as he. 2nd and 5. Sanders again. A lot of room. 1st down. Miles Sanders. 8 of the last 11 plays for the Eagles have been runs for Sanders, so he leaves, and now here's Hurts.
In the regular season.
To this point, it hadn't mattered. Scott has a hole. Has a 1st down. Eagles in this 1st half. Right at the strength of this defense, and Williams and Lawrence. Outside they go. That is that they hear all that. They heard all that stuff. But prove it to us you can still do it. That's knocked down and incomplete. Coming off of the edge with Xavier
Lawrence inside.
So let's see here on 3rd down and 6. Out of the gun. Quick throw to Smith. Stumbles and keeps. A fake to Sanders, a throw to Brown. Very best cliches about a football captain. On 2nd down, whips it outside. Kenneth Gainwell got a block from Brown. And it got torn. Gainwell, 1st down. Lawrence points before halftime. Toss, Sanders. 2nd down and 8, 12th play of this drive for the Eagles. Hurts looking to throw, dumps it off for Gainwell.
You think maybe that was it thrown backwards? I don't know. I'm gonna go up there and get the ball.
Incomplete pass, personal foul, defense, number 57. Half the distance to the goal line. 1st down, Philadelphia.
Dean Blandino, what's your take on this one? Goddard in the flats. 2nd and goal. A juggle of the snap. Hurts found it, and there's the end zone ahead for another fit. Once I was done playing, but this is too good a chance. Jones flushed out of the pocket, chased by Reddick. Daniel Jones making those 2 shutdown corners. Top pass defense in the league. Jones scans, lets it rip. Tight coverage and broken. 3rd and 1. Wanted to set it up with a screen. Instead, tosses it. Jones been a busy guy in the 1st half. Almost got to that. Covey. Fair catch 1st half. And for a lot of the half in Giants. the largest halftime lead in 181 head-to-head meetings between these franchises back to the 1930s. Giants will get it to begin the second half as Gary Brightwell returns it. Anything on the ground either. Here's Barkley. Reed Blankenship got there right away. Like Darrell touched on, you don't have to look too far back for a cautionary tale like last Saturday in Jacksonville. Here's a shot for Darius Slayton. Underthrow. Jones, though, who's been on target at a higher rate than any quarterback in the league this year, wasn't there. Against pressure, he's not. Jamie Gillen, his fourth punt. This was a short one. Fair catch from Covey. Second half. They start at the 32. Miles Sanders had a big first half. Did this offseason. They take it again off the right side this time. Kayvon Thibodeau blew that play up.
Opportunities coming into the year.
They're down and long. Pressure coming out of the secondary. Timing throw.
Jalen Hurts just getting that ball out and working on the feet, but didn't get.
Giants came after it, almost got there. The Kern gets it away. Richie James gets it off the bounce and from the 12-yard line. Giants back on offense. They've had 4 consecutive 3-and-out. Barkley again. Saquon Barkley.
He'd never played inside linebacker before.
On the ground again, and a big hole for Saquon Barkley, who gallops into the secondary and gets tripped up by. It's Breida. Cutting it back.
Time to get back into it.
They've been a good comeback team this year. Nothing quite like this, though. Richie James quickly has it and gets.
I think you start to see the potential with him here this season, but I'd like to see it again for another year.
It's got James again. Fake to Gary Brightwell. Josh Sweat right there in Jones' hip pocket. Can he get there? First down and 10. Jones and the Giants looking for the end zone. He cuts it against the grain here to respectable wide receiver group over the last month. Jones motions out. Barkley's going to take the direct snap. Hands it off to Matt Breida, and he finds the end zone. Touchdown to
Daniel Jones. He's going to motion out. You're going to go Wildcat, and now you're just going to do the little zone read right there. Great job by Saquon Barkley getting the handoff. Credit to him for doing it on his own, away from the facility in the offseason, and then coming back to hit the ground running.
deep ball here. Dallas Goedert, first down. Perfect fit. Philly was talking about who's the next quarterback going to be. Here comes Boston Scott. Room to run for Scott.
Leading into 2022.
Scott again, and he's got a first down. He walks that line beautifully. It's confident without being arrogant. Quiet confidence. Climbs the pocket. Ball is stripped on the ground. They turn it over a bunch over the back half of the year. Second and long. Quick throw for Smith, who developed here in this first year. On 3rd and 17, they rush 4. The crosser's Smith. Darnay Holmes.
3.
Uh-oh. Everybody moving around. Reed Blankenship's ready to take the snap. Now Zach Pascal motions out. Perhaps they're just trying to get movement up front. And Giants come after it. Kern sends it away. Into the corner. Good punt for the Giants run. From the 7-yard line, Saquon Barkley takes the fake. It's Jones getting around Brandon Graham and push. 2nd and 5. Jones throws short. Slays. Final seconds of the quarter. Jones as we go to the 4th. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner getting ready for the divisional game out there. 4th quarter begins with Daniel Jones checking it down to Saquon Barkley. Barkley over Gardner Johnson and got extra from there. Outside Richie James. So the best
quarterback and receiver group.
Throw it on 2nd and short. Jones looking back across the field. Waiting for somebody to. 3rd down and 6. Jones wants Slayton. It's off
near midfield. I don't know why he wouldn't do it now.
Son Reddick, who's been all over on defense, almost got there on punt block.
As the top team, the tough team to beat in the NFC playoff bracket. Dallas on the road in a playoff game since I scored in '92.
Wow.
Now, if I'm holding a rushing time, seeing how it was going to work, it was all over. It was on the defensive side of the ball. It was in the offensive line. They just...
Third down and 2. He's going to run it here. Thibodeau was waiting. Made a move on him. And
the ball is really magnified.
among the many things they've set records on this year, this is the best post of this season. A.J. Brown is the last team that lost to Tampa Bay in the wild card round. Here's Gainwell exploding through the middle.
Paul said this game is going to be one down inside, and it's going to be interesting to see how our D-line matches up with that great Eagles offensive line rivalry that it just means a little bit more when you knock off one of your rivals.
Here's a shot in 62 yards. They're down at 12, back to the ground. Kenneth Gainwell, another hole and a spin, and he got decked. Kept on fire. Now over 200 yards on the ground today. Try Gainwell again. He keeps on going. Down to 13. Smith. Back from Pascal. Too many of those tonight.
He knows a man downfield. Offense number 65.
Fourth quarter, run the ball well to grind that clock down. Gainwell, something about how much this city will love you. Perform this time of year in the postseason. Kenneth Gainwell again here on 2nd and 9. That was almost 8 minutes long. Hurts on a quick roll. Jalen Hurts lets it go to the corner of the end zone, and it. Elliott has never. Gary Brightwell going to bring it out of the end zone. Brightwell
Had the trio of performances, and I think that really the addition of A.J. Brown really helps that. You know, you've got my fall into place exactly the way you hope they would.
2nd and 10. Jones has a wide open Richie James and a touch.
The complete opposite of what we saw last week, and that's Richie James. You got to catch him that's as talented as Philly, and you're still kind of trying to turn that corner. You've got to take advantage of every opportunity that it presents itself during the game.
Look out, bang from right, the backside there with
70 sacks this year. Somebody, one of the 5, is coming up behind me right now.
4th down 16. Here's a throw right to the 6. No touchdowns, 1 pick. 1st and 10 here. Finds the pocket and gets it.
It's a relentless pursuit to the quarterback.
Oh, he's on him again. This time Jones gets rid of it to the rookie tight end Daniel. On 3rd and 8.
Almost fresh, getting ready to rush the quarterback. That's how deep the rotation they've created in this defensive line.
On 4th down, Jones delivers incomplete. So we know what head-to-head it looks like against the Cowboys. How about
going back and forth between the two teams in the NFC that you think are very challenging? And it's awesome to see the division back to where it is this year.
Gainwell trying to get around the edge, and Kenneth Gainwell explodes all the way for another touchdown.
Take on that persona of the football family, where you become brothers.
Brightwell brings it out.
Philadelphia has found their guy, and you wonder, San Francisco, just that outlier on their 3rd quarterback, and see how this season plays out. What do you accomplish if San Francisco advances? And a tough decision to make. I think it becomes an open competition.
Clock winds inside a minute here. Business right there that we're so lucky to have leading our crew. Bellinger. And a whole host of men and women bringing these pictures to you every week. Final seconds winding down as Gary Brown
working through that injury.
38-7 never really was in question.